Stand by, please. Good afternoon, everybody. It's time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. We got a game today. Yeah, I know I'm an hour earlier than normal. I'm trying that out. Largely because it's getting darker early and earlier here in Spokane. Around 4:30 now, and soon it'll be getting dark at 3. And for once the sun goes down, my brain turns off. I gotta tell you, I'm much better in natural light. So we're gonna try a 2 o'clock start and see what happens. Kansas City Athletics at Chicago White Sox today. This is the second of the 2-game series. In the first game of the series, the Athletics edged the White Sox 3-2 behind the brilliant pitching of the Catfish. Today it will be Raleigh Sheldon on the mound for Kansas City, who would be later traded to Boston, and John Buzzhart for the White Sox. Sheldon, a 4.12 ERA that year in 149 innings, 23 starts. For Buzzhart, 3.83 in 22 starts, 150 innings. So these pitchers would seem to be fairly evenly matched. And it's Tony from Philly. How are you, Tony? Glad you could make it. Your brain is only on from 11:30 to 11:43. Well, Tony, that doesn't give me much of a window. Excuse me. All right, let's get to the lineups now. We'll get this game started. For the Athletics, Bert Campaneris plays shortstop and bats leadoff. Jose Tartabull will bat second and play center field, with Manny Jimenez, represented here by the nameless card, in left field, batting third. Billy Bryan will do the catching and hit cleanup. Dick Green plays second base and hits fifth. Wayne Causey will be at third base today, hitting sixth. Ken Hawk Harrelson at first base, batting seventh. Larry Stahl will be in right field, hitting eighth, and Raleigh Sheldon, the pitcher, bats ninth. For the White Sox, it'll be Tommy Agee in center field leading off. Don Buford will hit second and play third base, a switch-hitting Buford, who I remember more from his Baltimore days. Floyd Robinson in right field hits third. Pete Ward will bat cleanup and play left field. Tom McCraw at first base hits fifth. Ron Hansen, the shortstop, will bat sixth. J.C. Martin will do the catching today, hitting seventh. Al Weiss at second base hits eighth, and Buzzhart bats ninth. So there's your lineups. I've got some coffee here. And good evening, Rhodes Scholar. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Just getting underway here, and Rhodes Scholar is for the Chi Sox. I don't even know who I'm for in this one, to be honest. A lot of times I'll pull for a certain starting pitcher. I don't have any real great affinity for either Sheldon or Buzzhart. We'll just see what happens, shall we? Okay, Buzzhart getting set. The sign from Martin. Here's Campaneris, right-handed hitter with blazing speed. Steps in from the right side. Here's the windup on the first pitch of the game. That's going to be a 5-10 to the right-hander. Fly to left field, shallow. Here comes Ward, still coming, and he's there to make the catch. So a fly out to left field, one down. And here's Jose Tartabull. Tartabull, left-handed hitter, also very fast. Buzzhart winds and deals, and here's the pitch. Pitch to Tartabull's a 3-10 against the right. He gets a pop-up right side. That's going to be Weiss. He's calling for it, and he gloves it for the out. So 2 down quickly here in the first inning. And here comes Manny Jimenez. Jimenez represented here by the nameless card. A left-handed batter, a W, weak, and a 1 through 11 runner. Not to mention a 4 E25 plus 1 in left. So here's the pitch to Ramirez. Jimenez, Manny, I'm thinking Manny, the other Manny. 4-7 against the lefty. Another pop-up right side. Weiss drifts back a little bit and catches that one. So 1-2-3 goes Kansas City in the first. At the end of a half an inning, it is Kansas City 0, Chicago coming to bat. And good evening, Rick. How are you this afternoon? I was saying before, I'm trying a 2 p.m. start here in Spokane rather than 3, as it's getting darker earlier. This is about the time I switch from coffee to tea, although I'm finishing up the last cup of the morning coffee. I got my laptop back today. They were able to repair it at a fairly acceptable cost and, more importantly, preserve all my data. So that was great news, and I'm really happy to have that back. We go to the bottom of the second. Here's Tommy Agee to lead things off. Agee, of course, a 69 Met hero. And here's the pitch from Sheldon. That's going to be a 4-7 to the right-hander. Agee hits a ground ball into the hole at shortstop. Campaneris there. He's got it. Plants, throws across just in time. And that's 1 down. Buford now. Switch hitter batting lefty against Sheldon. Sheldon with the windup. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-5 to the lefty. Fly ball to center field. That's playable. That's going to be tartable. He puts it away, and there are 2 down. So we're moving right along here in the first inning, and here's Floyd Robinson now, left-handed hitter. Sheldon gets the sign. Wind up on the pitch. On a 6-7 to the left-hander. That's going to be a base hit into right field for Robinson. So Floyd Robinson with a 2-out single. He's got some speed, and he'll have to be held on. Let's check the hold here. Sheldon a -1, but Bryan a +3. That would make him the max, a 19 held on, a 17 if he could procure the lead. And with Ward coming up, he's going to try for it. He doesn't have much of a chance. He needs a 6. A 9. He does not get a good lead. And Pete Ward will hit away with a runner on first and 2 down. Sheldon from the stretch now. And here's the pitch to Ward. That's a 4-6. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Ward on strikes. So for the White Sox, no runs a hit. They leave 1. And we're scoreless after an inning. Did anybody else catch Dave McNally's no-hitter today on Jeffrey Guterman's network? I happened to tune in and watch the whole thing. It was incredible. Dave McNally, a no-hitter in 1969 replay. Holy crap. The tension in the 9th inning was palpable. Billy Bryan will lead things off for the Kansas City team. I almost called them the Royals again, and I'll probably do that at some point. It's the Kansas City Athletics, of course. Buzzhart, the sign from Martin, and here's the pitch to Bryan. Bryan, a 2-6, swung on and missed strike 3. Bryan in there for his bat, supposedly, but I'm not really seeing it here, and he's a 4+3 catcher to boot. Not much redeeming there for poor Billy Bryan. Here's Dick Green now. I remember him from the Oakland days, of course. Buzzhart ready to work. Winds and deals. That's going to be a 5-8 to the right-hander, and Green's got himself a base hit right up the middle. So a 1-out single for Dick Green. He will not be held on. So he figures he may as well try for it. That would make him a 19 if he can roll that 4. And no, nothing doing. So no lead for Green. Here's Causey. 1 out, a man on first. Buzzhart from the stretch. 5-8. Oh my God, that's into the gap, and that's going to go to the right field corner. Robinson chasing it around down there. Here comes Green. He's going to score the throw in. Causey's in with a triple. Holy crap. An RBI triple. Wayne Causey. And the Athletics jump out to a 1-0 lead. With 1 out, the White Sox are going to go ahead and pull the infield in here with Ken Harrelson up. And here's Buzzhart's pitch on a 1-9. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Harrelson. That's 2 Ks for Buzzhart now this inning. And it's up to Larry Stahl. And with the runner on third, they're not even going to mess around here. They're going to put him on and try to close this inning out by facing the pitcher. Sheldon, a 1-week right-handed batter. Here's the pitch. On a 3-12, fly ball to right, playable. Robinson's there, and that will do it. So the Athletics get a run on 2 hits. They leave a pair and take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Oh yeah, Rick, that was absolutely incredible. You definitely got to catch that. As we move along to the bottom of the second, it'll be McCraw, Hansen, and Martin for Chicago. Sheldon gets the sign from Brian. Now the windup and the pitch. 6-5 to the left-hander. It's a tapper down to first base. Harrelson has it. Flips to Sheldon covering, and there's 1 down. Let me adjust my sound here a little bit. I had it set for the other laptop. Okay, Ron Hansen up now. Nobody out, nobody on, 1 out. Sheldon winds and deals on a 4-3 to the righty. That's a fly ball to right field X. That's going to be Stahl. Stahl, a 3-6. So Stahl drifting over to the line, and he's not going to get there. That's going to be a single. So for Hansen, a 1-out single. Single 7X I like to put in there when I remember to. I usually like to track the X plays. Here's J.C. Martin now, left-handed hitting catcher. Let's check the speed of Hansen. No, he has no speed. He's a 3, 1-11 runner. Martin will hit away. Sheldon from the stretch. And this is a 2-9 grounder to second base C. So that's going to be a grounder down to Green. His only play is to first. And Hansen will take second on that play. So with 2 away, a runner in scoring position, the tying run. And here's Al Weiss. Weiss, the light-hitting, slick-fielding middle infielder. Sheldon into a full windup now. Here's the pitch on a 2-4, and he loses him, ball 4. Holy cow, Al Weiss draws the walk. First and second, but unfortunately for Chicago, Buzzhart's coming up. He's a weak right-hander, 1-hitter's card. Sheldon the pitch. You never know. 4-10, swung on and missed strike 3, not surprisingly, and down goes Buzzhart. For the White Sox, no runs, a hit. They leave 2, I beg your pardon. After 2 complete, it's Kansas City 1, Chicago 0. Hi, Philip, and welcome. No, Tony and Philip, we were talking about I was mentioning the no-hitter on Jeffrey Guterman's Strat-O-Matic Sports Network here on YouTube. He's doing a 1969 replay. It's near the end of August, roughly, almost the end of August, and he had a no-hitter today. That's Jeffrey Guterman. In fact, Rhodes Scholar knows about it. Rhodes Scholar, if you could be so kind as to spell it for these guys in the chat. That's something everybody's going to want to take a look at, I think. So 1-0 after 2. Campaneris, Tartable, and Jimenez coming up for Kansas City. Buzzhart ready to work now. Here's the pitch. Pitch to Campy is a 3-12, and he hits him. Holy crap. Campaneris drilled by the pitch. He throws the bat down. He's glaring at Buzzhart as he walks down to first base. I doubt if Buzzhart did that deliberately, though, considering the score and the fact that Campaneris has blazing speed. Buzzhart a 0 hold. Martin a 0 hold. They'll have to hold Campaneris on, and he's still a 1-17 if he can establish the good lead, and he's going to try for it. 2 through 6 or 12. Oh, he just missed it. And here's Tartable. Tartable will hit away. From the stretch, here's Buzzhart's pitch. On a 3-9. That's a grounder to second. That's going to be Weiss. He's got only one play, and that's to first. And Campy will take second on the play. So 1 down, a runner in scoring position, and here is Manny Jimenez, left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch from Buzzhart. On a 2-3, that's a fly ball to center field, playable. AG right there. Easy catch for the Gold Glover, and there's 2 down. Even though it didn't come into play on this particular roll, AG is a 1E8. Billy Bryan, I just thought I'd mention that. I'm immensely impressed by the one-range fielders. Of course, you guys watching probably already know that about me. Buzzhart, runner still at second, 2 down. Here's Billy Bryan now, left-hander. Here's the pitch from Buzzhart. That's going to be a 3-4, fly to left field, playable. Ward's right there. And he'll put that away to retire the side. No runs, no hits. They leave him in. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still 3-0. Well, I'm going to go ahead and type it in here. I don't know why that is. Somebody else said that too. Anyway, it is... what the heck's going on here? So you search for that, you'll find it. That would be California Angels at Baltimore Orioles 1969. It's a double-header, so I think he's doing the second game later. Or maybe tomorrow, it's hard to say. Okay, bottom of the third. It's going to be the top of the order for the White Sox. AG again leads it off. Buford on deck. Here's Sheldon's pitch. On a 4-8, he strikes him out. So AG down on a called strike 3. Sheldon got the corner with that one. And with 1 down, here's Buford. Buford flew out to center in the first inning. And here's the pitch. 3-7 to the right-hander. Fly ball to right, playable. That's going to be Stahl. He's there and makes the catch. And with 2 down, it's Floyd Robinson. Robinson singled in the first. Sheldon the windup and the pitch. 4-4 to the lefty. That's a grounder to shortstop X. That's going to be Campaneris. He's a 3E23. As you can, let me pull out my coffee-stained fielding chart here. On a 6, Campaneris has it and throws him out. So, 1, 2, 3 inning for Sheldon. And I'll be right back in just a second. I got to turn this heat down. Okay, sorry about that. That's odd, Philip, because he could see my comment today. I made some comment about Belanger. So 1-0 Athletics after 3 complete here. Here's Buzzhart. He'll be facing Green, Causey, and Harrelson here in the top of the 4th. Green singled in the second. Buzzhart the sign from Martin, and here's the pitch. On a 3-3, ball 4, he draws the walk. So a leadoff walk to Dick Green here in the 4th inning. Green not held. And here's Wayne Causey. Causey tripled in the game's only run, of course, in the second. Buzzhart from the stretch now. The pitch is a 2-12. That's going to be a grounder to the pitcher. Buzzhart has it. Whirls and fires down to short. Hansen back to first, not in time. So that'll be a 2-6 force. Green is erased, and Causey's on first now. Causey a 20 if he could get it, but he needs to roll a 2. Nothing doing, and here's Ken Harrelson. On a 2-4, that's a grounder down to third base. Well hit. Buford to Green to first, double play. Let's look at that again here. 2-4, third base A. Yes, indeed. An inning-ending double play, 5-4-3, and that will retire the Athletics. So no runs, no hits, no one left. It's still 1-0 as we're going to the bottom of the 4th. Sheldon getting ready now. It'll be Ward, McCraw, and Hansen for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 4th. Sheldon, the sign from Brian now. Here's the windup and the pitch to Ward. On a 6-8 grounder to second base X. That's going to be Green at 2E19. Here's the roll on the play. On a 13, Green ranging behind the bag, scoops it, turns and throws to first in time. Wait, that's not 6-3. What am I doing? That is 4-3X. Ward retired with 1 down. Here's McCraw. McCraw bounced out to first base in his only at bat so far. As Sheldon gets his sign, here's the windup. The pitch is a 2-7 to the righty. It's going to be a single to 12, but instead it's a grounder to third, fielded by Causey, who throws him out. On a 14, 2-7, single to 12. 2 down, and here's Ron Hansen now. Hansen has one of only 2 hits for Chicago today. A single in the second. With 2 down, here's Sheldon's pitch to him. A 6-8 against the righty. Comebacker snared by Sheldon. And he throws him out. 1-2-3 inning for Raleigh Sheldon. The end of 4 complete. It's Athletics 1, White Sox nothing. And we've got another tight pitching duel so far. Of course, we all know that can turn on a dime. Buzzhart an S5, Sheldon a 6. So for Buzzhart, this is his first inning of possible fatigue. He'll be facing Stahl, Sheldon, and Campaneris. Stahl stepping in from the left side. He was intentionally walked in the second inning. So his first real at bat of the day. Buzzhart, the windup and the pitch. On a 3-5, swung on and missed strike 3. Down goes Larry Stahl. Here's Sheldon now. Right-handed hitter. Buzzhart gets his sign. The pitch to Sheldon is a 1-11. Swung on and missed strike 3. That's 2 in a row for Buzzhart. And his fourth of the game. His fourth of the game. And here's Campaneris now. 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch in the third. Buzzhart, here's the pitch. 5-11, tapper down to first. That's going to be McCraw. He'll flip to Buzzhart covering. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Buzzhart. So both pitchers sailing along now. Gabe moving very quickly. And for the White Sox, it'll be the bottom of the order. Martin, Weiss, and Buzzhart. Let me get a little sip of coffee here. No need to rush. I keep telling myself that. I tend to rush things. I was certainly like that when I worked. It's a hard habit to break. Okay, bottom of the 5th inning. J.C. Martin to lead things off. He steps in from the left side. Sheldon gets the sign from Brian. Here's the windup. And here's the pitch, a 4-11. High fly ball into deep right field. Back goes Stahl to the... It's gone! Home run J.C. Martin, and we've got a tie ball game. Holy crap. J.C. Martin. I had to look twice to make sure he was an N. He's a W against lefties. I have to look at Martin now. Martin hit a grand total of 2 home runs that year. But he just clocked his first of the season here to tie the ball game. And the crowd is buzzing as Al Weiss steps in. Switch hitter batting lefty. The windup and the pitch from Sheldon on a 6-8. Second base X, ground ball. That's Green. Green steady as they come at a 2E19. On an 11, that's the error frequency. So we have a roll of 8 on a 19, and Green makes the play. So 4-3X, and with the game now tied, that could have been a tough decision, trailing. So with the game tied, Buzzhart's going to bat. And here's the pitch from Sheldon on a 6-8 to the righty. Second base X, that'll be Green again. They keep testing him. Here's the roll on the play, and he keeps responding. A fine play by Green. And there's 2 down. Two outs in the 5th, all tied up at 1, and here's Tommy Agee. Sheldon into the windup. Here's the pitch to Agee. A 4-10 to the right-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Agee, and that will retire the side. But the White Sox tie it up. on a home run by J.C. Martin. And after 5 complete, it's 1-1. And it's another tense game here. So Buzzhard in S5, he's still going strong. In fact, he's retired 5 in a row now. It'll be Tartable, Jimenez, and Bryan for Kansas City in the 6th. I'm going to get a little sip of coffee. Well, have a good dinner, Philip. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, Buzzhart ready to work now. Here's Tartable, 0 for 2 today. Buzzhart, the sign from Martin. Here's the windup, and the pitch is a 1-5. Comebacker, Buzzhart snares it. Flips over to McCraw, and that will be 1 away. And it's Manny Jimenez, left-handed batter, represented by the nameless card. Buzzhart gets his sign, the windup. Here's the pitch to Jimenez, a 2-5. It's a fly to right, playable. Robinson drifting over now. He's there. And quickly, there's 2 away in the 6th. And that'll bring up Billy Bryan, the left-handed hitting catcher. Not a lot of on base, but he's got a little bit of pop. Buzzhart, the windup, and the pitch on a 4-7. It's a pop-up. Right side. Weiss is there, and he'll put it away in a quick 1-2-3 inning for Buzzhart, who is now retired 8 in a row. We go to the bottom of the 6th, deadlocked at 1. Good evening, John West. Glad you could join us, man. How are you doing? Here, I'll show you. That should answer your question. Yeah, I'm not expecting overnight delivery from Strat-O-Matic, believe me. As the White Sox, as the White Sox come to bat, guess I need a little more of that coffee. As the White Sox come to bat in the bottom of the 6th, it will be Buford, Robinson, and Ward. All locked up at 1. Oh, you said, I see you are. I thought you asked me if I was. Okay. Yes, sir. Here's Buford now, 0 for 2 today. Batting lefty. Sheldon, the sign from Bryan. Here's the pitch. 6-12 against the right-hander. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Buford on strikes. And for Sheldon now, let's have a look. That's 1, 2. 5 Ks. And remember, Sheldon's the S6. It's Buzzhart who's the S5. Here's Robinson, 1 for 2. Sheldon the sign, the windup. Here's the pitch to the plate on a 3-7, and he loses in ball 4. So a walk to Robinson. Robinson an asterisk 18. He'll have to be held on. Sheldon the -1 again. Bryan the +3. So that'll be a 17 if he can get it. He's going to try for it. He needs a 6. No, he does not get a good lead. So with 1 away and a runner on first, it'll be Pete Ward. Ward's 0 for 2 today. Ward, I remember Ward as a third baseman, but he's in left field today, as Sheldon from the stretch delivers to the plate. On a 4-8 ball 4, he's walked him, and now he's walked 2 in a row. And there's 2 men on. This is the 6th inning. Okay, so Kansas City's got to get somebody up in the pen. In the real world, Lindblad pitched in this game. They could use Nash or Terry. Ralph Terry is the right-hander. Let's get them both up. Paul Lindblad and Ralph Terry. Lindblad the lefty, Terry the righty. Throwing in the pen. Meanwhile, Brian goes out to the mound to talk to Sheldon. Probably stalling, give his relievers a little more time to get loose. Okay, they're all set now. Brian back behind the plate into the crouch. First and second, one away, and here's McCraw. And here's the pitch from Sheldon on a 4-7 to the left. He gets a ground ball to second, and that's going to be two. Green to Campaneris to first. 4-6-3 double play. That will retire the side. So Sheldon got the ground ball he needed to get out of it. And he was close to fatiguing. So that was a big ground ball for Raleigh Sheldon. And after 6 complete, it's still 1-1. Buzzard in S5 as he begins his 7th inning of work. The White Sox are going to get somebody up. Dennis Higgins is going to begin throwing in the Chicago bullpen. It'll be Green, Causey, and Harrelson for Kansas City here in the 7th inning. Buzzhart, the sign from Martin, and here is the windup and the pitch to Dick Green. On a 6-5, it's a grounder down to third. That's Buford. He's got it. Throws across to McCraw in time, and there's one away. And here's Wayne Causey, 1 for 2. Kansas City only has 2 hits. Chicago only has 3. Here's Buzzhart's pitch to Causey. On a 6-6, ball 4, he loses him. So a 1-out walk to Wayne Causey. And that'll bring up Hawk Harrelson, who's 0 for 2 today. Oh, yeah, that's good. The last cup of coffee before I switch to tea. Man on first, 1 out. Buzzhart from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. That's a 3-10. That's going to be a base hit into center field, and that's an open single. So Causey can try to go to third on that. Center field is AG a -3. Causey a 1 through 12. There's no way. Causey holds up wisely, respecting AG's arm. And it's first and second, 1 away. And Buzzhart, 1 hit or walk from fatiguing. Higgins is ready. He's going to let him face Larry Stahl. Stahl was intentionally walked in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. First and second, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Buzzhart. On a 5-8, that's bad news. That's going to be into the extra bases. Into right center for extra bases. That's going to score at least 1. Causey will score. Harrelson can try to score. Again, AG's a -3. Harrelson a 13. That would make him a 10 with 1 out. He's going to hold up at third. And that's going to do it for Buzzhart. Let's look at that again. 5-8, triple to 7. It's an 8 for an RBI double. And it's second and third, 1 out. Here comes Eddie Stanky. And pitcher batting or not, that's going to be all for Buzzhart. So Buzzhart goes 6 1/3. He did a good job. Only allowed 4 hits. 2 runs so far, but he's got 2 in scoring position that are his responsibility. He walked 2, 3, counting the intentional pass, and struck out. Wait a minute, I thought he had more than that. 1, 2, 4. Okay, 4. And here's Dennis Higgins. Higgins, a right-hander, a fine 2.52 ERA in 93 innings of relief. 86 strikeouts. He was a strikeout pitcher. And that's what they would like here. They're going to bring the infield in. And Kansas City's going to send up a pinch hitter for Sheldon. Sheldon went 6. He only allowed 3 hits, the 1 run on the home run. He walked 3. And struck out 5. And for Kansas City, Paul Lindblad will be coming on next inning. Lindblad, a left-hander. And right now, Kansas City needs a hitter. They use Stone and Hirschberger in real life. Kind of rather see a lefty. Not a lot of choice there, though. I think I'll stick with the real life suggestion and go with Hirschberger here. So Mike Hirschberger will pinch hit. Second and third. 1 away. Infield in now. Dennis Higgins on in relief of Buzzhart. And here is the pitch to Hirschberger. On a 1-8, that's a base hit into left field. It's going to score at least 1. Stahl could try to score on that. The left field's Ward, a +1. Stahl, a 1 through 14. That makes him a 15. Here comes Stahl. He's rounding. Here comes the throw. And he's in there, a 2-run single by pinch hitter Hirschberger. And the A's are on top 4-1. And that brings me to something. I was going to throw this out to the viewers here. I don't quite get this, okay? Take a look at this. This is the rules. I pulled up the rules here. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Rule 2.21. This is runner advancement on hits. Note, the batter never advances an extra base. He remains at first on his single or at second on his double. Now, that's in the rules. To me, that makes no sense. And another thing, I can tell you for a fact in the Windows game, it does not work that way. Of course, the Windows game is super advanced max rules, and I'm just playing the advanced version. So that could explain part of it. I'm not sure if it does or not. But anyway, I'm going to throw that out there. If anybody has any thoughts or can add anything to that, I would appreciate it. So it's 4-1 Athletics now. Hirschberger on first will have to be held on. He's an asterisk. Higgins is a -2. So that would drop him to a 1 through 12. He's not going anywhere. Higgins from the stretch now. The pitch to Campanera. That's a 6-9. That's a deep fly ball to left field. Back goes Ward on the track and makes the catch on the track for the out. So Campy gave it a ride right into the glove of Ward, and there's 2 down. Higgins trying to get out of this now. He gave up a costly single to pinch hitter Hirschberger there. Drove in 2 runs. Those runs all charged to Buzzhart. Here's the pitch to Tardible. On a 3-5, ball 4, he loses him. So a walk to Tardible. First and second and 2 down, and here comes Jimenez. Higgins staring in to get the sign now. He's ready. Here's the pitch to Jimenez on a 3-9. Tapper down to short. Hansen's got it and throws him out. And that will do it. But 3 big runs for the Athletics. On 3 hits, they leave a pair. They go to the bottom of the 7th with a 4-1 lead. And what we're going to do here, because I hate these nameless cards. I only use them as I need them. Hirschberger is going to stay in the game in the pitcher's spot and play left field, where he is, who's in right field? Stahl. Actually, it would make more sense to put Hirschberger in right. He'll go in right where he's a 2E8 -4. Stahl will move over to the left where he's a 2-0-E6. And the pitcher, Lindblad, will go in Jimenez's spot right here. He made the last out. So a couple of changes for Kansas City defensively there. Hirschberger stays in the game in right field. Stahl slides over to left field. And Lindblad will be coming on for the Athletics. Lindblad, a left-hander, 4.17 in 121 innings, starter relief. They've got the lead now. So who was their save guy that year? Jack Aker. Aker begins throwing casually, just in case. And for the White Sox, it'll be Hansen, Martin, and Weiss. Or will it be Weiss? Oh, Rhodes Scholar, that was for Manny Jimenez. Sometimes I'll print the card, but normally I'll look at my computer game, the computer card in the Windows game, and if I can find it close enough for rock and roll match of a nameless card, I'll go with that. But I'll usually take that player out of the game, either if the pitcher changes from lefty to righty or vice versa, or in the case of defensive substitution, because Jimenez is a 4E25. God, and I'm losing my voice again. I'm almost out of this crud, but it's just lingering on a little bit. About 3.5 weeks now. Okay, we're ready to rock here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-1 Athletics. Lindblad on in relief. Here's Hansen now, right-handed hitter, as Lindblad winds and deals on a 5-3. It's a fly to right field X, and that's Hirschberger. 2E8 just inserted into the game. So that comes into play already. 2E8 on a 4, and he makes the catch. And wouldn't you know it, if Stahl had still been out there in right instead of left, that would have been a double. As it is, that goes 9X, and there's one away. So defense counts. Prime example of it there. And here's J.C. Martin. Martin responsible for the White Sox lone run with his 5th inning home run. But he's not going to bat against Lindblad. At least I don't think he is. No, they're going to send up their right-handed hitting catcher. Actually, they have 3 catchers. Ken Suarez is going to come on and hit for Martin here. Martin cannot hit a lefty. So it'll be Suarez, the right-handed hitter. 1 down in the bottom of the 7th. Lindblad, the windup. Here's the pitch to Suarez on a 6-4. Grounder to third base X. That'll be Kazi. He's a 3E62. So this could be an adventure. Here's the roll on the play. On a 2, he's a 3, and that gets through for a base hit. So Suarez comes off the bench and delivers the pinch hit single. Speaking of computer printed cards, here's Aurelio Monteagudo. He pitched in this game in real life, so I had him ready just in case. In his particular case, there was no nameless card that was anywhere close. So Suarez, normally I'd say pinch runner, but Suarez is an asterisk. He'll actually have to be held on. And Weiss against the lefty is not bad. So Weiss is going to bat here. Lindblad from the stretch. That's a 4-12 to the righty. And that's a base hit. That would be a home run, but Weiss is a weak, so that's a single with a 2-base advance. And now Jack Aker is really ramping it up in the pen. Suarez will take third on the play. And with first and third, we're going to have a pinch hitter for Higgins. So Higgins came on. Six and a third, pitched 2/3. Gave up a hit, a walk, no runs. So all 4 runs charged to Buzzhart. Warming for Chicago will be Eddie Fisher. And they're going to send up a pinch hitter now for Higgins. Runners at the corners, 1 down. And this is against Lindblad now. They may want to send up a decoy here, because I have a hunch. It's hard to manage against yourself, but that's probably what I would do. They've got a lot of catchers on this team, so they can afford to burn one. They're going to send up McNertney as a pinch hitter. At that point, Alvin Dark's going to come out, and he's going to pull Lindblad. Okay? So it's getting crazy here. Lindblad, a third, gave up 2 hits. They're going to the big guy, Aker. Aker, 32 saves in real life that year. And that was a shit ton for back in those days. Now that he's coming into the game, as he's warmed up, Eddie Stanky's going to call back McNertney. Yeah, that could be good. How about this guy? Nope. No, I like that one. He's going to send up Smokey Burgess instead, a left-handed hitter. So Burgess batting for McNertney, who was announced to bat for Higgins. But it's Aker on the mound now. Burgess, the left-handed hitter, he batted .313 that year, primarily as a pinch hitter. A 5+5 catcher, I seriously doubt if he did much catching. So runners at the corners, one down. Aker, the best Kansas City's got, against Burgess. Infield back, here's the pitch on a 2-7. Ball 4, he walks him and the bases are loaded. Oh my God, and now we've got drama again. Bases loaded, 1 out. Athletics up 4-1. The tying runs are all out there on the sacks. And here comes Tommy Agee. Agee might very well be the best ball player on this squad. Kansas City back all the way. They're looking for a ground ball here to try to get out of this. They lead 4-1, but the tying runs are out there with the sacks juiced. And here's Agee, and here's the pitch from Aker. On a 3-6, that's a double asterisk single into center. Hansen's going to score. Suarez is going to score. Buzzard holds up at, Weiss holds up at third. Wait, that's not right. He was out. I beg your pardon. I got excited. Suarez scores. Weiss scores. Burgess holds up at third. On a 2 RBI single by Agee. Let's make sure I look at that again because I'm pretty jacked up after that one. 3-6, a double asterisk single. That scores Suarez. I've got to make that clear that wasn't Martin. Suarez, Weiss scores, Buzzard, not Buzzard. Burgess to third. And it's 4-3. So Burgess on third. Agee ought to be held on. He's very fast. Aker a -4 hold. But Bryan's a +3. So that's a -116. That would make Agee a 14. And he's the potential go-ahead run. That's tough. This is the tough one. He's going to hit away with the runner held. We're going to open up that hole for Buford. Batting lefty against Aker. Okay, Aker's set. They're back. Looking for 2 still. Here's the pitch to Buford on a 1-9. That's a grounder to second C, and that's going to get a run in. That's going to tie the ball game. So a grounder to second, 4-3. That's going to score Burgess. And I'm going to write his name here. Agee to second. Buford picks up an RBI on that play. We've got a tie ball game, and there's 2 away. First and second. No, second only. Runner on second. And Floyd Robinson, the hitter. Okay, fly out to right. Single, walk, bases loaded, 2 RBI single. Ground out, C, runners advance. Agee's at second, 2 down. Here's Robinson. Here's the pitch from Aker. On a 3-11, that's a foul ball behind the plate. Bryan's there. Was right the first time. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. The White Sox answer right back. 3 in the top for the Athletics, and 3 in the bottom of the inning for the White Sox. On 3 hits, a walk. They leave a man. And we go to the 8th, 4 runs apiece. Holy cow. Fisher's ready now. Fisher a 2.52 in 107 innings of relief. He's going to come on for the White Sox. Fisher would be traded to Baltimore later during this season. But right now he's a White Sox. And he'll be facing Brian Green and Causey here in the 8th inning. Holy crap, another great game. Athletics took a 1-0 lead in the second. The White Sox tied it up with a home run by J.C. Martin in the fifth. Athletics score 3 in the seventh. The White Sox come right back and match it with 3 in the bottom of the inning. And it's 4-4 as we go to the eighth. Here's Billy Bryan now, 0 for 3 today. Left-handed hitting catcher. Fisher gets the sign from Suarez now. Here's the pitch, a 4-10 against the left-hander, fly to center X. Excuse me. That's Agee. Agee, a 1E8. On a 15, that's a can of corn for Tommy Agee. He drifts over and puts that one away, and there's one down. Here's Green now, 1 for 2. Scored a run. Fisher into the windup. Here's the pitch to Green. On a 5-10 to the right. He gets a tapper down to third. Buford's got it and throws him out, and there's 2 down. And here's Wayne Causey. Causey 1 for 2 with a walk. Tripled in the second. That drove in Green. Fisher gets his sign. The windup, the pitch to Causey. On a 4-3, it's a grounder to first base X. That's McCraw. McCraw, steady 2E16. Here's the roll on the play. On a 15, that's the error range. A 16 on the roll of a 3. This could be trouble. He can't come up with it. That's going to be an error on McCraw. So E3, that's the first error of the ball game. That puts Causey on first with 2 down. And that'll bring up Hawk Harrelson. Harrelson 1 for 3. Fisher from the stretch now. Here's the pitch to Harrelson. It's a 1-10 comebacker. Fisher's got it. Takes a couple steps and then flips to McCraw. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. And a 4-4 tie. I'm going to take just a minute. I'm going to gargle some Listerine and try to clear this voice just a little bit. I'll be right with you. 4-4 as we move along to the bottom of the eighth. Okay, and we're back. I'm glad I finished my coffee before that Listerine, because if you've ever tried to drink coffee after Listerine in your mouth, it just makes it taste like shit. Okay, Akers coming back out. Ward, McCraw, and Hanson due up here for the White Sox in a tie ball game, bottom of the eighth. Aker, the sign from Bryant. Here's the windup in the pitch. On a 6-9, that's a grounder to short X. That's going to be Campaneris. He's a 3E23. Here's the roll on the play. It's a 4 on a 3, and he can't get it. And that's going to get past Campaneris and be ruled a single. So a leadoff single for Ward here. Ward, no threat to run. He's the left fielder. That makes me wonder. What do the Sox have on the bench? Boy, they've got a really good runner who happens to be a 1 defensive left fielder. How about that? He actually pinch ran in this game in real life, believe it or not. The man I refer to, of course, is none other than Ken Berry. So Berry's going to come on here and pinch run for Ward and take over in left. Berry, a 1E3 plus 1. Berry's also an asterisk 15. Not a threat to steal, but he has to be held on. That's the key. And here's McCraw. He's an asterisk, so if you don't hold him, he automatically gets the lead. I won't try for the lead because of the 7 and 8 roll automatic out. But they've got to hold him. And that brings up McCraw with a runner held on first, nobody out. Aker from the stretch. And on a 4-6, that's going to be a double asterisk single. Berry steams into third. And the White Sox are in business here in the bottom of the 8th. First and third, nobody out. Berry on third. And here's Ron Hansen. Aker, or endurance of 3. No issues there. And yeah, Ken Berry from F Troop. And the second Mayberry show. I forget the name of it. Okay, so how are the Athletics going to play this? You got a tie game. McCraw's an asterisk 15, so he has to be held on. On the other hand, that would allow the go-ahead run to score. They've really got to pull the infield in here. So McCraw cannot be held on since you can't do both. You cannot hold a runner and have the infield in at the same time. Okay, so they won't hold McCraw. That means he's automatically got the lead of a 1 through 15, which he would anyway. He's a 2 through, one of the rare 2 through 12s. But Aker, a -4, balanced by Brian's terrible -3, that would make him a 1 to 14. And there's nobody out. And he's going to stay where he is, and Hansen's going to swing away. Infield in. Here's the pitch from Aker. A 4-10 to the righty. That's a ground ball to third B. With the infield in, they've got the runner off of third. Oh my God, they've got him. They got the lead man. So the infield in pays off for the Athletics in a big way. Batter is safe. Runner on third is out. So Berry's forced. McCraw goes into second. And where did that play go to? For third base. So that's a 5-2, I suppose. 5-2-5. Let's just call it a 5-2-5. He's on first. That's the first out of the inning. First and second now. 1 away. Berry's erased. McCraw to second. And here's Suarez. This is not a good matchup either. But I don't think... I don't know, the White Sox have a lot of catchers. They've still got Romano. That's what they're going to do. They're going to hit for their catcher again. They're going to bat John Romano for Suarez here. And this score sheet's getting messy, so we're going to do this. Catcher Romano. Romano, a right-hander. Solid 3E3 catcher with a +1 arm. First and second, 1 out. Aker now trying to get out of this. A ground ball would do it. Here's the pitch to Romano. On a 4-12 with the first base X. That's going to be Harrelson, however. He's a 4E18. This could be an adventure. Here's the roll on the play. On a 4. And that gets past Harrelson. That's going to rattle around for a double. That's going to drive in the go-ahead run. And Hansen will go into third on the play. So an RBI double for John Romano coming off the bench. That scores McCraw, and it's 5-4. And Hansen stops at third. Okay, 5-4. And here's Weiss. Weiss will hit now. He might have been pinch hit for otherwise. Infield in again. Here's the pitch on a 2-7. Swung on and missed strike 3, and down goes Weiss. And now the White Sox will bat for Fisher. Fisher worked an inning. There was an error, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Bob Locker will begin throwing for the White Sox. He's going to come on in the 9th. Second and third, 2 down. Against Aker now. Gene Freese is going to come off the bench and pinch hit for the pitcher. So Freese, a right-handed batter. Excuse me. Aker trying to get out of this with minimal damage. 1 run's already scored. Second and third, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Freese. It's a 3-5. That's a base hit into center, an open single. That's going to score Hansen easily. Romano can try to score on that. The center fielder is Tartable, a +1. Romano, however, a 1-9 will hold up. So Romano will hold up at third on this RBI single by Freese. Holy cow. So the White Sox have struck lightning in a bottle today with their pinch hitters. Burgess walked pinch hitting. Suarez doubled. Romano doubled. Suarez singled, Romano doubled, and now Freese singles. So first and third, 2 down. 6-4 White Sox, and here's Agee. Aker staying out there. He's the best they've got. Here's his pitch to Agee. On a 2-7, grounder down to third. That's going to be Kazi. He throws him out to end the inning. But the White Sox, through a series of moves and switches, come up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th. And they take a 6-4 lead into the 9th inning. And here comes Bob Locker now. Locker, 2.46 ERA. A dozen saves, 95 innings of relief. As we move along to the top of the 9th, it's Stahl, the pitcher's spot, and Campaneris. Stahl, 1 for 2. Locker ready to work now as he gets the sign from Romano, the 3rd catcher of the day for Chicago. I normally don't use that many catchers. Usually don't use 2. Here's the pitch to Stahl. 3-8. Tapper down to first. McCraw has it. He'll take it to the bag himself, and now we'll have a hitter for Aker. So Aker went 2 innings. They hammered Aker, 7 hits. Or no, some of that was Lindblad, right? 6 and a yeah, that was, no, it's not 7 hits. So that was, 2 of those were Lindblad. 5 hits. The walk, that single. Yep, 5 hits. Lindblad came on. He was charged with 2 runs. So 3 runs charged to Aker. He walked 1, struck out 1. Actually, no, they won't hit for him because he's not up anyway. I beg your pardon. Hirschberger's the batter. The pitcher's in the 3 spot. I'm so sorry. So they don't need a hitter here. They've got Hirschberger. If the 3 spot comes around, of course, we will pinch hit for the pitcher. But for now, it's Hirschberger, who took over the number 9 spot in the double switch. He doubled in 2 runs. He singled in 2 runs as a pinch hitter. Locker the sign now. Pitch to Hirschberger, a 6-6. Fly to center playable. That's AG drifting over. He's got it. And the Athletics are down to their final out in the form of Campanaris. Locker staring in to get the sign. Here's the sign from Romano. The windup. The pitch is a 3-9. Pop up left side. Hansen's there. That's going to do it. He puts it away, and that's the ball game. So Locker nails it down. An exciting come from behind 6-4 win for the White Sox. Wow, another exciting ball game. I'll get to the totals here. Locker, 1 flawless inning, no hits, no walks, no Ks, no runs. He picks up a save for his efforts. He took the lead in the bottom of the 8th, so Fisher is actually the winning pitcher. 3, that tied it. Aker, the 32 save ace, takes the loss. So a bullpen game, a game with a lot of pinch hitting and switches. For the White Sox, 6 runs on 10 hits, they made an error. Athletics, 4 runs on only 5 hits. Wow, I did not realize that. No errors. Buzzard only allowed 4 hits. Higgins gave up a hit. They got basically 2 2/3 innings of flawless relief. Whereas Aker kind of imploded for the Athletics, and that was the difference. So that's your final here from Chicago, as the White Sox rally to beat the Athletics 6-4. And that's going to do it. That's going to do it for me, Steve Aquilong. Join me again tomorrow. I'm just going to stay with the 2 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll go ahead and post that one up. That will be the Red Sox at the Indians, by the way. Boston Red Sox at Cleveland Indians tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out this afternoon. Hey, have a great evening. And I'll talk to you later. Take care, guys.